understand all the particulars behind them, but that's the effects that I saw. What I saw was a lot of teachers who struggle with technology, who don't have the skills and actually need the training. I didn't see a very comprehensive plan to try and bring them the support that they need. I also spent a lot of time with a public charter school as a volunteer, and that was an interesting process because they had the ability to do things that other schools aren't doing, and they had the guts to go out there and try things that hadn't been done before, and I think that's important for educators. Even though I personally see the state of technology here in Hawaii, in the DOE as being poor, I think there's some really great people out there that are trying very hard and they're not getting the support they need. So hopefully what you can think about tonight is how we can raise some awareness and bring some support to these people who are trying very hard. I like to say all of them are trying hard, but it's like any other organization. As a parent, I see all the kids coming over to my house and using the computer, and the kids really, they love technology and they seem to have a good grasp on it, where a lot of adults don't. And I was interested in what you had to say about some teachers saying we don't want to learn about Linux, although I came from a Macintosh background. I didn't think there was much of a change. I always thought teachers were lifelong committed learners, and to have them tell me that they're not interested in, learning something, I thought was kind of strange. But anyway, I hope to hear some good ideas here tonight, and I hope everybody will try and support the Department of Education in Hawaii, because this is our future. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Scott Folk. I'm not really sure what you folks want to hear. It seems that all those little horror stories that you hear are pretty much true. and it started right at the College of Ed, for me. So I had a computer science degree. I worked in the private sector for a while, and I decided to go back and teach. I got laid off. I had always kind of daydreamed about teaching, but when you look at the financial of it, that goes away. But I didn't go to work for a while, and I just kept kind of thinking about it, and then I finally decided to go into it. It was pretty difficult, and I gotta tell you, it's very difficult. The guy I replaced was the math teacher, and he had the work pretty much set up for him. What he had to do, so it was already pre-organized. Since I've been there, we've put in a PC lab, we put in the Linux lab last year, we put in Eric's science lab last year. This year there's been another one. Now I didn't do those two so much as anybody else, but I mean, it's very, very busy and growing. And it's kind of tough because you have to teach, and they got me to half-time. They're doing everything they can to get me teaching, but they want me to get my tenure as well so I can, be solid there. And I guess I'm not sure what you folks want to know about it.
I'll throw out what I'd like to hear, Grant. And it seems to me that you folks have been out there in the trenches for all these years, and surely had a chance to think about how you would do things if you had control of the Department of Education or whatever. What do you think the solutions are? What would you like to see if you were able to control things, and how specifically things could be made better? I think that we can all take that and agitate for those positions.
I get you. I'm aware that the DOE was given a lot of money last year or something. I don't follow politics, but the politics is kind of in my face over there. What you find out when you come from private into the school sector is that there's a lot of small people. There's people, there's little fiefdoms all over the place, okay? There's people who were administrators who took a few networking classes and suddenly they're running networking for the whole side of the island. Okay? And when somebody comes in who's not a teacher, who knows a little bit more than the other teachers, like what Scott told you, and that really is the scenario, they come after you. I have a guy who's been on me ever since. Okay? And the guy is, he throws out, whenever he comes up with the problem with something, it's all very textbook buzzword, you know, and I know he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, I'm still learning too, because I was an embedded systems programmer. I've also done websites and e-commerce, but that was the fun side of it, because embedded systems is really hard. My job was very difficult, and it kind of burned me out a little bit, so I needed a rest when I got laid off. Anyway, though, there's a lot of these small people around. And what I would like to see people really rallying for, okay, we want to make everything better, is just to get this tech coordinator position, okay? I have to teach as well, okay? And I have to worry about tenure, and I had to go to school to learn to jump through all these hoops. Now, I have a computer science degree. I have enough experience that I can, you know, work alongside anybody. I really do love to teach, but you know, there's just so much to do. Teaching is like, you got to think about it at night. You have to reflect on why your lesson didn't work during the day. You had to reflect on the fact that you're teaching 8th graders, which is what I teach, and why they didn't get it, what you were trying to teach them. And it's hard to get your brain down to the moment. They're not quite as abstract as you'd like them to be. There's a few that are more gifted than other ones, a few that behave better than the other ones, and there's all kinds of dynamics. But if I was able to do tech coordinator, I'd probably be caught up on a lot of this stuff. I'm so far behind the game. I go home and tell my wife, I said, I'm not going. You know, just when the kids beat me up, I'm not even going.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, I think it is like what Scott said, what your principal makes it, because the tech coordinators at my school, and we have 2 of them,
Yeah.
don't teach at all.
Is that right?
And I teach at a high school, public high school, and I want to say they're good for nothing, but I think they get caught up in the day-to-day of everything where they end up troubleshooting because, like Joe said, the teachers don't want to learn, and you know, they don't know why their computer doesn't work, and you know, it might not be plugged into a wall or whatever it is, you know, and the tech coordinator has to troubleshoot with that kind of thing. And but our principal doesn't make it a teaching position. So
That is the principal. Our principal, I don't think it is. Our principal, we got our budget cut because of our location. Yeah, you know, all the millionaires are moving in because they're the ones who can afford the houses, and they're not going to send their kids. So we're down about 200 kids this year, 100 and something kids this year. Yeah. So we lost like $200,000 in budget. Okay. So she says, well, I will. She told me she'll get somebody for me, but I can't get that year in to get my tenure. You know. But I'm getting ready to tell her just get somebody in because it's just killing me. You know, because I just can't get it done. I can't get it done. I still have a map that I haven't fully rewired yet, and every teacher, I have a lot of them. Some that call me all the time, you know. They call me for this not here, you know, she goes club and kind of stuff like that. We're relying on a lot of software that we don't need to rely on. Okay, but everybody knows. The next school we use so inefficiently it's not even funny. Okay, and I can do a better thing on the website, which I'm actually making software for my school as well. Okay, things like referral forms. So we don't need to do any paper anymore. So what I love about the job is that I can do lots of things to make it better then. Okay. But what I see is that there's been a lot of before me just lying. They're just lying. They're fixing everything with money. Okay. And but the DOE or somebody, whoever, you know, is deciding this, won't just say, let's make a tech position